Where's Autumn? Ain't nobody. Somebody had some wet over here. It's wet. Look, I said that out loud so Ken just know it wasn't. I want no smoke. No, I don't.
I'm telling you, I leave, I'm here and don't nothing happen. I leave, I get phone calls. Do you know what's going on in the video? You know what I'm saying? I get the same phone calls. I don't know. I get the same phone calls. I have no idea. Put the hands together.
Hey, Ronnie. Autumn, when I'm late, start the live because StreamYard up. You ready? GP, are you with me? Oh, yeah. We having church in the studio and I ain't going nowhere. I tried to rhyme. It's your main man, Action Jackson, and you're rocking with the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. It is Tell Me Something Good Tuesday. And listen, I'm going to tell you something good. I just left Lurie's Hospital. Lurie's Hospital, one of the premier children's hospitals in the country, because my little champion MJ had an early morning procedure. We've been up since 5 o'clock. He had to have a biopsy on his liver. But listen, I want you all to know that MJ is going to be okay because my man woke up, got dressed, and at 5:45 a.m., he said, Daddy, I love to call his name. He wanted me to put on Vincent Bohanna. I love to call him. And he shouted down in our living room. And then when we were in the hospital room, before they rolled him out, he said, Daddy, let me down. I want to hear. I love to call his name. And you know what? MJ's joy is a testament for all of us. At just 2 years old, he is teaching us all something. No matter what you're going through, praise God in advance because the victory is already ours. Listen, we got a great show for you today. We're going to keep celebrating. We're going to turn up. I got another testimony for you. Listen, the Lord is good and he is worthy to be praised. So we're going to take this time to share the goodness of the Lord with you. As Charmaine from Uncle Remus Saucy Fried Chicken always says, call your friends and your frenemies and tell them to tune in to the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390.
Hey guys, it's Tamara Fair
and Action Jackson
from the Brunch Bunch. Now your
hey,
home
Ronnie.
is not just a place. It's a lifetime of memories.
You found the right printer?
And cherished. At Secure Home and Automation, they understand what it means to protect these memories. As a Brinks authorized dealer, they stand guard over 1 million homes and businesses, ensuring safety.
Turn that down for me, Zoe.
365 days.
Zoe, do we have Vincent Bohanna? I love to call him in the system.
Fire, carbon monoxide, and medical emergencies.
I love to call him.
Yes.
And even exceed all industry standards. With Secure Home and Automation, they have the power to customize your security solution. Round the clock peace of mind sounds good to me. Isn't that priceless?
Why did they give me all these petty stories today? Sean Diddy Combs, Juicy Schmoulet. They did get 1,000 bottles of Vaseline from P. Diddy house when they raided him. You know, somebody wrote, maybe he's the ultimate couponer, which makes sense, you know. If they had oil on sale, you know, for 1 cent a bottle, he just racked up, right?
I was watching his indictment from CNN and they said freak off 2 more times.
Freak off.
I was gonna edit the clip. I was gonna get you a clip, but I'm like, he said freak off 2 many times. I ain't got time to
Yeah, no, I'm glad. Look. No. Yesterday, I guess had Jarrell sweating, boy. Gina Lamar, sex therapist.
You need to get on Gina.
Listen, she pushed the button, but I tell her don't go too far. It is 1390.
Try it for yourself and go to vgbstore.com. That's vgbstore.com. Vanguard View. We don't just cover imperfections, we
Always.
Hey, believers, it's
But
your main man.
The people like it though. You know, I get good compliments about it. Let's see. My gadget yesterday didn't work. I brought a new gadget today. And let's see if they work.
you want, I love to call him play win.
That will touch your
Um,
and transform
at the
your life.
in the rock. Hold on, let me clean them. What's up, Facebook? So yesterday Gina told me and Demarion, before one of his mini breaks, told me that I must have ordered my lapel mics off of Temu because they weren't working. But let's see if the gadget of the day are my new glasses.
You get the
Hold on. Hey Meta, stop music. Okay, these are smart glasses. And they record and take pictures. So I'm going to now, because you have to let people know when you record them, let you know that you are on film. Hey Metas, record. And now I am capturing all of the footage of the show directly from my glasses. Demarion, you may be fired after this. Look, I don't need a videographer no more. I got the glasses. And they're working. Because Meta said in my ear, now recording. And you want to know what's funny about these glasses? They headphones. I can hear the music. I didn't understand how that was going to work, but I hear music. And I can talk on them. Ain't that dope? I'm like, Freddie, I stay ready. Who we talking about, Juicy or P. Diddy?
Just did you see afterwards?
On the Brunch Bunch.
So I'm not Tamara Fair. Of course, she's on her September sabbatical. But this story is near and dear to her heart. And I text her before the show and we talked briefly about it. But the Illinois Supreme Court will hear former Empire actor Juicy Smoulet's appeal of his convictions for orchestrating a hate crime hoax. Now, Tuesday's court hearing going on today. I was watching it live. Started at around 10:30 in Springfield. Now, Juicy claimed and if you don't know, Juicy Smollett, as I call him, is Jussie Smollett. Is it Smollett or Smollett? Smollett. Okay, Smollett, like mullet. Okay, Jussie Smollett, but I call him Juicy Smollett. So Juicy alleged in 2019 that he was a victim of a racist and homophobic attack near his Streeterville apartment. If you don't know Streeterville, that is the wonderful north side of Chicago, near the Gold Coast area, not too far from where we are downtown, after he walked several blocks for a Subway sandwich. Now, if you don't remember, in 2019, we had what was called a polar vortex. It was so cold that Tamara and her team, myself and the Dream Center, we got us rooms downtown because we knew it was gonna be too freezing to go out so that we can kind of continue to work and escape the cold. But it was so cold that people's cars were freezing, door handles were frozen. You couldn't be outside basically. But he said he walked several blocks in the polar vortex for a Subway sandwich. Now, it was about 2 a.m. too. Now, Subway is open late. You know, you can eat fresh late. But I don't know who want to eat fresh in negative 25 degrees. I digress. After police investigated his claims, detectives later focused on Juicy himself, and he was charged with staging a fake hate crime against himself with brothers Abel and Ola Osandero, who later testified he paid them. Look, that got me stuck. But I was going back to the name Abel. I was going to get real deep. You shouldn't have never hired nobody with a name like Abel. We saw what happened in the Bible between Cain and Abel, but nevertheless, he hired these brothers. Now, the story, I remember it like it was yesterday, surprisingly. He said he was going to Subway in negative 35-degree weather, and two white men in MAGA hats in downtown Chicago. Those are the hats that Trump supporters wear that you don't see normally in Chicago. Came, threw a noose at them, and threw bleach on them out of a hot sauce bottle. Now, what white men carrying around hot sauce bottles in their pocket? And why would they put bleach in the hot sauce bottle? But nevertheless, I always knew it was fake. But of course, Tamara took up for him. So of course, Zoe got something to say.
There's no way anybody would have been out there in that negative degree weather.
Yeah,
Absolutely not, especially Trump mega supporters.
Yeah,
I
they may
highly
be
doubt they
crazy,
be
but they
outside.
ain't stupid, right, Zoe? They crazy, but they ain't stupid.
They normally come outside and act crazy in the summertime.
Well, I believe I knew from the beginning that it wasn't real and that he was telling the tale. But as my grandmother, God rest her soul, Helen Jackson would say, "A lie ain't nothing for." Oh, never mind. I forgot. I can't say her saying on 1390. But God rest your soul, Granny. But if you know my Granny, you know the rest of that saying. Juicy lied, and so now he, after spending 6 days in jail before he was released, while he appealed the verdict, he was sentenced to 150 days. He is now going to the Illinois Appellate Court to argue an appeal. Um, and that they violated his Fifth Amendment protections against double jeopardy. The appeal court's decision found that Juicy was not denied due process, ruling that there was no evidence prosecutors had agreed not to prosecute Juicy further when the initial charges against him were dropped in exchange for him forfeiting $10,000 bond and performing 16 hours of community service. Now, for those of you, Zoe is in studio with us. You heard her voice. Jarrell is not this week, but he texted and chimed in today. And Jarrell said that he is supporting Juicy Schmule and that Juicy is like our modern day OJ Simpson. I'm like, what? Yeah, well, we're going to pray for Jarrell and Juicy because I wish Juicy would leave it alone for real. Let it go. You made a mistake. But it's people like that get on my nerves. You ever met somebody, they lie, they lying, they know they lying. You tell them they lying, but then they got to argue with you and keep fighting you because now they feel bad because they lied.
Yeah.
Those people get on my nerves. If you know you lied and you got caught in the lie, just say, you know what?
Accept your punishment.
My bad, bro. My bad. I didn't mean it. But nevertheless, that was Juicy. And then on to other hot topics Tamara will talk about. We're going to talk about it when we get back because P. Diddy has been arrested in New York.
Praise God.
Zoe said, praise God. Listen, I believe you're innocent until proven guilty the American way. So I'm not going to praise God for him being locked up yet. But we will talk about what they found when they raided his house. When we get back right here on the Brunch Bunch on Inspiration 1390.
And I want everyone to get up on your feet.
Hey, Meta, record. I got to change the settings. I think they only record for like a minute and a half.
How long can it record for?
I don't know. I ain't read no book yet.
Oh, you didn't read that?
Not yet. And I did find out what's wrong with my lapel mic. One got to be, they not Bluetooth. They got to be plugged into the phone.
I figured that, but I didn't know if it goes to her phone. It only got the single jack. It got Type-C.
No, it only need to go on one phone, so it'll be my phone, and then hook everybody up.
Were you going to take callers?
People calling? No, not really. Londa said, own up to your lie, especially if you're grown. Yes, please. Own up to your lies and your mistakes. Quit arguing with people when you're wrong. Now, I'm one of those people that is principle, right? And so I can't let you get away with stuff because of the principle of it. And if I let you get away with it now, you're just going to keep doing it. But it's him making an example of himself because he went to appeal it. But it's like, just let it go, bro.
Yeah, just take the punishment. At this point, we
Londa said, hey, stay in your lane. Hope y'all praying for baby MJ. He doing good, though. Right before I got here, he had just came out of his procedure. And we believe in God like we have in the past, that everything's going to be all right. He's done it before. He can do it again. Now pray for baby MJ and Maddox's mother because she got a lot going on. Yeah, but cancer, 2 toddlers, MJ health issues. I know it's a lot on Valencia, and so I pray for her extremely hard and daily and try to support as much as I can to make sure she's encouraged and strengthened through this journey. Because it's just a journey. Now, this is MJ's favorite song, y'all. Jesus. Chris Parker, what's up? Thank you, bro. God is able. Thank you, Londa. I love you, calling. Did something change with the government where we can get all these spam texts and emails now? Because I'm getting a lot of spam. Yes, stay in your lane. And I'm going to make an announcement right now about something similar to that. Good Jesus. Okay, fade this out because at 12:30, Wynona and them will be ready to.
Attention entrepreneurs, it's your girl.
Entrepreneurs.
Your one-stop shop for trademark services. Whether you're or you want to start a
Right.
of the trademark process.
Meanwhile, I just be on here saying words, botching them, and cracking jokes afterwards.
0711.
When I first started radio, I used to be nervous, and I would botch a lot of words, but out of nervousness too. And this lady, one of 1390 listeners, wrote me a nice letter and told me she loved my personality and she loved it, but she was encouraging me to really start studying up on the thesaurus so that I could pronounce these words. I'm like, wait a minute, lady. But I took it with love, and you know what? I made sure I calmed down moving forward, read a little slower, Didn't try to speed through so the folks didn't think I was slow.
And get your membership today. You can ride out on a clean ride tomorrow. That's BuddyBearCarWash.com.
What's up, Facebook?
Action Jackson, life can throw you a lot of curveballs. Sometimes these life events can seriously hurt your credit score.
Life be life.
Your credit score can stop you from buying that home, a car, or starting a business. Well, lucky for you, the professionals at Wealthy Intentions are great at credit repair. They can help you address all those inaccurate, unverified, or unfair negative items on your credit.
Kirk Franklin.
It just takes one phone call and you'll walk away.
I was gonna say, yeah, bro.
And a game plan to start fixing your credit. Call 872-319-3319.
Right, tell them.
One-on-one credit evaluation today, and you can be laughing at that credit tomorrow. Call 872-319-3319.
Now, this is the reunion tour. So I would go see the Clark sisters. Kirk be getting on my nerves. Oh.
I'll tell you what's going on.
Hold on. So what's going on? It is Tell Me Something Good Tuesday, and we are so excited. Listen, I must say that song, Vincent Bohannon, I love to call him. I dedicate that to MJ Marcel Jackson Jr. If you didn't hear me before, he had a procedure this morning. He is out and doing good, but he loves that song, and we had to listen to it all the way to the hospital this morning. And when he got in the room, he danced. When the beat dropped and them tambourines started playing, MJ got out the hospital bed and started dancing and shouting. And so it was a reminder that no matter what you're going through, praise God in advance. Speaking of praising God in advance, I want to just share a quick testimony. Shirley actually mentioned it yesterday, and we talked a little bit about it. When we talk about what we do on this show is our aim is to send you back better than you came, right? And so the goal of that, especially in entrepreneurship, is You know, as the old saying is, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So Shirley and I talked about your web presence, which is so important when you're in business, you have organizations. In this day and age that you have a presence on the World Wide Web. You got to have a website. You got to let people know what you're doing because you never know who's watching. And I announced, I got an email a couple of weeks ago. I met a young lady and I clearly liked what I was doing. She went on my website. I didn't know. And she emailed me and told me that she said, I went through your site and I would love to support you, but it doesn't look like you're doing the things, you fall in the categories that we support. Now, of course, if you know me, I'm like, listen, lady, you're on the wrong site. Go to one of the other 10 I got up. But the moral of that is, while I was praying and praising with MJ, I got an email from the young lady. She said, I went through your site, love what you're doing, and we're sending you $10,000 to support your efforts to continue what you're doing. And I'm not bragging or boasting, but I'm just telling you how good God is. But faith without works is dead. You have to do something. You got to work your faith. So if you're saying, how can I get those type of blessings and how can I get the support for my business? Make sure you is a setup right. Make sure you have a website that's explaining everything you're doing. And don't just have a website and not update it, but every 10 years and none of the good stuff you're doing is on that site. So listen, believers, if you need any help, any support, you can definitely call the Dream Center. And because of that donation, our next program we're launching about funding and capacity building is now going to be free because we're going to take that donation and offer the program free. But, stay tuned for that. We're going to finish out this 21-day business challenge that we're doing. And then, listen, we're going to keep supporting you. But talking about supporting, when we get back, of course, Community Chat is all about supporting the community. And Wynona Redmond and Win-Win Communications shines a light on hidden figures and some that are not hidden it, but they just need a light shine on them so you can see them again. So when we get back, we got more to share right here on the Brunch Bunch on Inspiration 1390. Hello.
Doing good? The baby's good?
Yeah, he had to have a biopsy on his liver. Yeah, so we praying that
No weapon formed.
No weapon. Good to see you. How you doing, brother?
Great. Good. I have the mind people that have a gift. And you have a gift.
Oh, thank
you. We done made him an auctioneer now, right? We had him do auctioneer for UNCF. And I first had him do it for Sharon Grant.
Yes.
Now Temporary Detention Center. Now you guys had the press conference yesterday. And then this is year...
Turn that down.
Okay, because 25 was last year. Okay.
Oh, you made it.
Hello.
The downtown hasn't been my friend in 3 years since I left CPS. So.
Okay.
Listen, it's jacked up. Trust me. It took me 30 minutes to get across the bridge. And I'm coming. I came right from across the bridge.
Don't talk about the nightmare of that Hispanic conference traffic. It took us an hour to get from the Cultural Center to Congress and then an hour to get west.
Valencia.
My godson got married on
Saturday.
At
South Shore, yeah.
No, he got married at the Chicago Cultural Center. It was a nightmare. I told them to call 911. My 92-year-old aunt had to sit in the lobby for 2 hours before they would let her move. I said, call 911. I know what to do. Call 911, say an ambulance, take her out.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
It was ugly.
Valencia finally had an appetite and wanted to go to Half Shell on the north side. She said, I just want some seafood, good seafood.
I like Half Shell. They give you a bunch of
I said, we're not going to Half Shell. They got a Mexican parade going on.
About the one
in the basement. Yeah. I said, it's going to take us 2 hours to get back home because of this traffic.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
You're going to bring me back, man.
You up there?
I'm in the backstage.
I see you.
Oh, okay.
No sound.
Larry's here.
Ronnie, can you unmute Wynona? Adam, mute me and we unmute Wynona.
Redmond, and it's Community Chatter brought to you by Win-Win Communications.
Well, of course, each and every
Tuesday,
Tuesday,
Wynona
Wynona
Redmond
Redmond
of
of
Win-Win
Win-Win
Communications,
Communications,
the
the
who's
who's
who
who
of
of
Chicago.
Chicago,
Not
not
just
just
Black
Black
Chicago.
Chicago.
She's
She's
a
a
who's
who's
who
who
of
of
Chicago.
Chicago.
She
She
is
is
back
back
with
with
us
us, and
as she
she has brought some amazing guests, some amazing initiatives. Let's give a warm brunch bunch welcome to Wynona. Woo, woo, woo,
All
woo.
right,
Well,
Wynona.
happy to be back. And you know, I don't say my age, but I'll just say that I'm so happy to be able to have friends.
Yeah.
And when you look at who really makes a difference, Chicago leads the world. And so we just had the DNC. We got less than 50 days to make history,
Yeah.
but everybody was in Chicago. But Chicago leads the world.
Yeah.
You know, when they were in DC for Congressional Black Caucus, as things have happened, I'm really excited to have Larry Huggins in studio because I go back. I was just talking with Jesse White, and when he was talking about his 6 decades, you know, he gave. You know, I was in his office yesterday over at the Jesse White Center, but he was talking about 6 decades. So I was there 30 years ago with him at CHA. But when he was doing all the stuff at Cabrini Green, but Larry Huggins, I remember as Right Way Construction when they were making a case for a new county hospital. I saw this young man walking around. He was, you know, that's when county hospital was county hospital before he was part of building the new county hospital. And since then, Right Way Construction has just built everything. And you're involved in so many projects from the new Bally's. But Everett Rand was also a friend, and when they had a problem with Ticketmaster, when they started the Chicago Football Classic, I was public affairs director at Dominic's, and around my president, I found a way to get Football Classic tickets sold at the 79th Street Dominic's that has since closed, and a few other Southside places. But you guys always had the vision for the Chicago Football Classic. So Everett Midway Wholesalers, the concessions and all of that, but you guys were businessmen that put the community and youth first. And 26 years later, you're doing the Chicago Football Classic. So welcome, Mr. Larry Huggins. We want to know all about what's going on with the Chicago Football Classic week and what you've done. But you have done scholarships, you've done Christmas in the Wars, and you have a big education piece. We've been working with UNCF on their 80th year, and like Lisa Rollins, the nation has been led out of Chicago from some of the programs that she helped put in place for UNCF. But welcome, Mr. Larry Huggins,
Welcome.
you've got a big school component, and so welcome to talk about that. But come on in your own way. But you've taken business and used your power as a businessman to benefit so many. What's going on this week?
Everything is going on. I'm gonna let Tierra talk about really all the exciting things that we're going to be doing this week. But first of all, and, everything that you said is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but. We go back 20 some years. I mean, and when you stop and think about what you did when you was working for Dominic's, that was the only outlet that we actually had to sell tickets. And believe it or not, we have never sold that many tickets in the community since you left. I mean, so I just want to thank you, Wynona, for all the things that you have done.
But you replicated it. You got around it. You got multiple sites now, right?
Yes, we do. I mean, between Walgreens and Ticketmaster, and you can purchase tickets at Midway Wholesalers and at Right Way Huggins Construction. And we also have Groupon.
And you set the model because, like, when Mary Green has Walgreens selling the Black Women's Expo tickets, you guys set the model.
And we did. And we did. And that's why we were just so proud of what we've been able to accomplish over this 26 years. And one of the things I've said that as business leaders, myself, Tim, and Everett, even though we are businessmen, we are more committed to making sure that our community stays whole. How do you get corporate Chicago or corporate America to come and support the things that you're doing in the community? And we've been blessed to be able to do that. So it is not about the fact that we're trying to make money off the game. It's about the impact that this game has on the young men and the kids that actually go to Chicago public schools.
The exposure that you do, I've heard Everett, I've heard you all say, this is the only chance some kids from the neighborhoods get to come downtown to Soldier Field. And I know that you guys have been diligent about making sure kids come. And I know Andre Garner and 100 Black Men, they have a whole section that they're hosting, but it's all about the kids and the numbers. And then you've got CPS, and all of those programs with the actual college fair and education fair before the game.
Wynona, it's not just kids coming to Soldier Field, so it's adults.
Yeah.
Adults who never get to
it's
adults
our
too,
community.
right?
They don't even get a chance to come to Soldier Field. And when you stop and think about what you hear is that most of our kids, if you live in Inglewood, it's very seldom you go outside of Inglewood.
Yep.
It's very seldom they come downtown. So when we open up Chicago, and we have kept this game affordable. 26 years ago, a ticket was $15. That ticket is now only $25. So
26 years later.
It's
You
about
need to
keeping
teach the
things
government
affordable.
something. You need to teach.
No, don't talk about the Bears tickets and the difference from 26 years ago. So you've got the lineup you have going on. I mean, you even when you kick it off, you have the marching bands downtown displaying everything. So what's the lineup? What you have a golf outing coming up.
Well, the golf outing is going to be at Flossmoor Country Club September 19th, which is Thursday.
Is that sold out?
That's sold out.
Okay, then what is Saturday?
Saturday's not sold out.
How do they get the tickets? Where do they get the information?
So
that you
let's
get
talk
ready to
about
share?
Saturday for those that don't know about what's going on Saturday, what the event is, and why it's so important.
You go ahead and talk about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Introduce yourself.
I will introduce myself. I am Tahiria Brown. I am a retiree of Chicago Public Schools and a proud team member of the Chicago Football Classic Scholarship Fund. And I want you guys to know everything because, see, we started this out as HBCU Week. And we started out with God in mind. So we had an HBCU service at Christ University.
I love
it. All right.
So we had God at the beginning.
That's
because
right.
That's what they exude, God and love.
That's
And
right.
so we carry on this week just by sending out messages, making sure that everybody remembers, because nowadays, especially after COVID, we tend to forget.
Yep.
But once we remind people, hey, the classic is going on 21st. Oh, okay, what do I need to do? You can volunteer. You can attend and buy your ticket, but most of all, you can participate, pray, and support us because these gentlemen have done a great job in the city of Chicago.
They have.
And not only do we have students from Chicago and adults from Chicago, we have people coming from Michigan, from the south suburbs. And when you talk about the college fair itself, they're coming from everywhere. So as we go into this week, like I said,
And you got two different teams with a whole bunch of alumni in town.
That's right. You know, Morehouse's on their mark. Okay,
All
they already
right.
have their own event.
My
going on.
godson is a Morehouse man.
All right,
Okay.
I have a work son, I should call him. And then Kentucky State was such a beautiful campus, right? But as we continue into this week, we are now at the point, as Mr. Huggins said, the golf outing. It's sold out.
Okay.
Right.
I was trying to get a foursome. I'm too late. Oh man.
So now you know when they call out next year, start early. This is no joke.
So the golf outing
The
is
golf
done.
outing
Okay.
is coming up. And then we have Thursday, HBCU night with the Cubs. Now, you know, we don't like traffic, but we love the Cubs. I'm a Sox girl, Southside just by nature. But we go
Cubs
there
is on my twins' headstone. He was a
Okay.
diehard Cubs fan.
that's
So
awesome.
that, but
So
we
they with
love the
right team
Cubs.
right now,
Mhm.
right? Okay, so you can meet us there on the Thursday the 19th. Then we have a huge pep rally that's going to happen Friday the 20th downtown.
I love it.
And the cheerleaders will be there, football players, all ages will be there.
Your bands too,
The
right?
bands will be there too. And guess what? This is free. So nobody can say, I don't have enough money. They looked out
So
for
what time?
everybody.
What time on
They can come
Friday?
there on Friday at 1:00 at the Daily Plaza.
Okay.
Okay. And then after that, you know, everybody may have their other stuff that they're doing. But what we want you to do is go home and get some rest so you can be up early in the morning for our annual college and career fair. The college fair is huge. We have HBCUs, but we realize there are other people attending other colleges that we want to support. So we will have some of our more local universities as well. But not only do we have the college fair, Mr. Huggins had it in his heart a few years ago. He wanted to see careers happening. It was so exciting for me because with Chicago Public Schools, we had just ventured into college and career through Learn, Plan, Succeed. So since then, we've been increasing every year with career partners who come and talk to our students about employment opportunities, talk to them about what they do, talk to them about starting salaries, what type of classes they should take in order to do this type of job. So that's happening, right? Not only is that happening, but for our seventh and eighth graders, we want them to learn. We want them to have resources available for them when it's time to go to college and choose a career. So we have a Teen Fest. And what we do with the Teen Fest is have resources where there are vendors from like test prep programs,
Oh wow.
mentoring programs. We have mentoring program Grow Power. We have Champs. We have Urban Mail. We bring them all in. If they're a good mentoring program
Wow.
that's really having an impact, we bring them
And
in.
what time do they need to arrive for that?
So for the fair, it all starts at 8:30.
8:30 a.m.
And it ends at 11:30.
Do they have to have a ticket for the fair?
No,
No.
No.
you
Okay.
just come on in.
Just come on
Everybody,
in.
this is a family affair. Like we said, it's more than a game. And we're trying to bring exposure to scholarships, not only getting a scholarship, but preparing your mind to write a scholarship.
Oh yeah.
Understanding your story, knowing that you are somebody and your story means something to somebody. So we provide all of that support, all of that assistance.
That's amazing.
And it's great because I know you've got UNCF as a big partner,
Yeah.
and we also have what I love about Larry. What you guys do is you really help and you work with policymakers and all the elected officials. So not only do you do Christmas and awards, you have a big contingency, and so Senator Maddie Hunter, I know, worked with making sure that there was a ticket. And I know UNCF will be there. It's their 80th year. They got the lottery ticket that's now benefiting Illinois. And you said something so important to area that it's not just it's historically Black colleges, but we got Black students and Black teachers at every campus. And so even UNCF supports other schools. So so let me not stop your flow. I like her.
Yeah, she got it all good.
I
Listen,
like her.
I'm over here like, wow. Well, you know what I wanted to say? For the first time last year, I came early and I got to really experience the young people at the college fair and the fair, and it was an amazing. And I was running into young people. But another blessing, and I was just telling her name. I was at the Inglewood Fest, and she said, the Chicago Classic coming up. I need to get them on the show. And I'm like, already booked. Well, I said, but I used to, a couple of years ago, I was blessed a couple of times to bring some West Side youth. We were gifted tickets. And what you said about these kids, to hear kids tell me they had never been to Soldier Field and they're only 15 minutes away was heartbreaking to me. But that's why I just want to publicly thank you guys for what you're doing to bring exposure to these young people.
And let me just say that one of the things that over these 26 years, me, Tim, and Everett has given away over $6 million.
I was going to ask, what are the numbers? They got to be big.
Scholarships that's going to young men and women here from our community. And when you combine the numbers from the college fair that they give on-site scholarships, that number is over $10 million.
Wow.
And when you talk about those students that are going to these historical Black colleges, they're actually graduating debt-free.
That
And when
makes
you
a
stop
big
and
deal.
think about that, there are people now that have graduated in their 50s and still trying to pay for their college education.
Yeah.
So these HBCUs can be a blessing to our kids. And that's why it's important that the Chicago Football Classic really becomes an institution here in this town, because our kids benefited. And because of the Chicago Football Classic, there are more kids now going to historical Black colleges in the history of this state.
Wow.
That's phenomenal. And when you say Everett and Tim, they're my favorite twins. So I know they also help the Jesse White Tumblers and the Jesse White Foundation. You guys are just big heart philanthropists. So this Saturday, starting at the 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. mark, but you've got a lot of different organizations you're partnering with. And so when you look at what's going on when you look at what's going on so at 11:30, what happens
So
next?
there's more.
You're going to be honoring Jesse Jackson.
We're honoring the Reverend Jesse Jackson,
Mhm.
and we're also honoring Speaker Chris Welch.
Both history makers.
Both
we know
history
we know
makers.
Reverend Jackson. I love the homage that was paid to him at the beginning of the Democratic National Convention because he led the way for every Black president that's run and is in office and is to come. I love what Reverend Al Sharpton said about when we stand, Jesse's standing. When we march, Jesse's marching. And when we stand up in office, he paved the way. So you have, and Speaker Welch, the first Black speaker in Illinois. So you are honoring them. But what else is on your program? I know you have exciting bands. You've got 2 teams. Do you do the coaches ball again?
Actually, the president's reception is going to be Friday night. It's out at Countryside.
Okay.
Local 150, where the presidents from the university is going to come, and all of our corporate sponsors will be there.
Mm-hmm. So with the president's receptions, is Morehouse out? How's Morehouse looking against Kentucky?
Don't let us set you up, Mr.
Right.
We need these ticket sales on both sides.
Right.
Okay. So how do people get tickets?
Tahira said they got more going on.
We have more going on, and I don't want to forget this because
Go ahead.
there's another scholarship opportunity, and that's our exhibition of bands. We used to do like the battle, but all of our schools are so good. So we want to give these young people an opportunity to display their skills and get those scholarship opportunities. And it doesn't stop there because we have our vendors market. And in our vendors market, we have various vendors coming in to sell things. And if you're in the Divine Nine,
I know the Divine Nine is going to be there.
Okay. We will be there, letting people sign up to vote, informing young people what is the strategy about voting. And
voting is big for
so
them.
Big. And we need them to not only vote, but to understand the process. So this year we're doing voters education.
Excellent.
People, right? So when they make 18, it won't be a cultural shock. They'll know what this is, what it's about, and what's the process of finding the right candidate. So it stops that day, but it still goes on. The Chicago Football Classic operates 366
That's
days.
it. You say 366.
Tahira sounded like the lady that when you win something, she's like, and there's more. I'm like, what's coming from back there now? Come on.
Let me just say this. I mean, when you talk about the bands, there are actually more band scholarships than athletic scholarships.
Really?
Absolutely. I mean, a football team will only have 100 players, but you might have 250, 300 members in a band that plays out there on that field. So what we've got to do is, when you talk about us working with elected officials and us having an impact, Chicago Public Schools does not have a band program.
I didn't realize that.
Does not have a band program. You only have maybe about 2 or 3 high school bands. Most of the bands are in the suburbs.
Really?
Absolutely. So when you go to Southland or Proviso, so they have band programs, and guess who's getting all of those scholarships? The suburbs.
Wow.
So CPS, we're missing out on the boat. So what we've got to do is go talk to the governor, talk to the mayor. How can we make sure that arts are back in Chicago Public Schools? And that's what we need to be talking about.
Not STEM.
We need to make sure that happens because it impacts our kids.
I'm with you. I want to fight to bring it back. That's a great point. But I had a friend doing a parade on the west side, and she called me, do you know any bands? And we were on the phone, and I'm like, don't all the high schools have bands?
You just assume that, right? And I hadn't thought about it until you just said it.
And it's not only essential for scholarships, but working in the Chicago Public Schools, being a part of any organization helps build self-esteem. So what we have to do, which is one of the main reasons we push our mentoring programs, so that we can help our young people believe in themselves and see themselves holding a drum and see themselves marching because they lack self-esteem. So if we can push more interaction with these mentoring programs, get school administrators to support, as you just said, Mr. Huggins, music programs, we can start, right? Because we have young people who are eager and ready, but it does still take the village to.
Okay, speaking of the village, because we always run out of time, give us the website, give us the phone numbers, and so you will have the college fair and career fair and vendors, and you will have the not the battle of the bands. You'll have band demonstrations. Where do they go? What website? How do they get tickets? Should they be calling their alderman?
Well, no, let me just say this before we get into that. And that is, we made history yesterday because Chicago Bears has embraced the Chicago Football Classic. Next year, they're going to be our title sponsor.
Woo!
Whoa!
And never of the history of any classic has the National Football League team embraced a classic.
That's amazing.
So we have made history.
That's
and
good.
Of course, we're going to have Jackson State and Hampton next year. So we're going to fill that stadium up. And the impact of that is that we're going to be able to give away more scholarships moving forward in the history of this state. Now,
that is huge.
Go ahead with what you about to
and there is more.
Wait. That was most. That was most. That wasn't more. Okay.
We were saying it out of time, there's most is coming. We're still growing. There is so much more that we're doing, which is why I say Chicago Football Classic operates 366 days. We have so much in store that we're just going to blow this city up.
That's amazing.
And people 4, 5, 55, 75, 95 will be looking forward to the Chicago to the Chicago Football Classic. I tell you, Reverend Helen Carey was honored Sunday as our first HBCU Legend awardee because she was a faithful fan of the Chicago Football Classic. So it shows you there's no age limit on this and what we do. And if you're interested, which I know you are, I feel it. I know you want tickets. So then you can go to Ticketmaster. You can go to Right Way Construction on 87. You can go to Midway Wholesale, and you can also get them online. We want to see
Walgreens.
And Walgreens.
Don't forget Walgreens, your neighborhood Walgreens.
Walgreens, one of our faithful sponsors, right?
And you got locations everywhere. Okay.
Yes, we do. We have locations everywhere. And we want you to understand that we want you, no matter what your age is, there is something there for you to do. It is more than a game.
And it's $25.
$25, $40, $50, and $65 for the tickets.
Okay, the Skybox is sold out.
They sold. No, we still got a few left.
Listen, believe it. Before we get out of here, make sure you go and get your tickets. But Walgreens has special price tickets. Is that
they have a $5 discount at your neighborhood Walgreens.
Well, I know y'all love a discount, so get on over to Walgreens and get your Chicago Classic tickets.
And it's easy to get to Soldier Field, so you get there by 8:30, and it's free to just even be at the beginning. And can they buy tickets on site?
Yes.
They can buy tickets on site.
So if they come for the 8:30 to go to the college fair, they can buy tickets on site.
Just want to make sure, and people out there, that this year when the game starts, tailgating ends. Okay, you got to come inside that stadium and enjoy all the festivities.
Right.
Please, believers, don't meet us there. Beat us there this Saturday, the 21st.
26th Classic.
26th Annual Chicago Classic. This Saturday, the 21st. Okay, 26, 21. Pick 4. Here I come. But listen. I am so excited. I want the believers to show up and show out. Let's pack the stadium. Get your tickets, buy your kids some tickets, bring them to the college fair. If you cannot afford tickets, you never know who you're going to run into after you're leaving out the college fair. They may want to bless you with some tickets. But look, pull up this Saturday, 8:30 a.m. And if you're a big baller shot caller, Brother Larry said they got a couple of sweets left,
Absolutely.
and
give you our phone number.
Yes, please.
Give us the number again.
Okay, the number is 773-874-8000. Again, that's 773-874-8000. And our website is the ChicagoFootballClassic.org.
Well, Brother Larry, Tahira, thank you for joining us. We look forward to all of the greatness that's coming out of this week and this Saturday. And because you led with God is going to lead you to greatness. Wynona, thank you for joining us again every Tuesday with Community Chatter. You never cease to amaze me with your guests. And I'm always leaving out of here with new best friends. I got 2 of them now. Believers, unfortunately, we are out of time, but we are never out of content. We encourage you to keep Love 24 alive. Tell someone that you don't know that you love them. Tell someone that you do know that you love them. Love will begin to spread like a wildfire. Wynona, Brother Larry, Tahira, we love you. Believers, we love you. Baby Eminem,
Love
we
you back.
love you. Up next, AC Green. After that, Pastor DeAndre Patterson with the afternoon drive. We get it done all night long right here on Inspiration 1390.
All right.
I was so excited
What
to
a
hear
show.
about your Bears piece yesterday. I was like, I'm like, you know,
And I would have thought
Kevin
they
Warren.
business.
No, Kevin is just so.
See you on Facebook. Tune in. Tune in. Oh, thank
Well,
you.
you did great. I'm so happy to meet you.
Listen,
How long you been
get
with
your
the football
Chicago Football Classic tickets. It's going down this Saturday. And if you,
Why they done kept you away from me?
Allison, now do we got a suite Saturday? Call me. Let's get our suite before they go. All right. See you all.